Well, thank you, Leader. You know, my wife Elizabeth and I first became acquainted with the NRCC when I became a candidate in 2006 to succeed really a legend and a friend and a conservative icon, and that was the great Henry Hyde. Now, the symbolism of Henry Hyde's race and the seat to succeed him took on this larger-than-life proportion. It was really a thing to behold, actually, because the district that I now represent is between two people, and you will understand the old expression that says, when the bulls fight, the grass loses. Well, the two bulls on either side physically of my district were Denny Hastert and Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel at the time headed the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, and he had a wonderful plan for my life, and it was a plan to stay in the private sector. He ultimately recruited a candidate who was an incredibly sympathetic figure. She was an Iraqi war veteran who lost both of her legs in the Iraq War in an attack on her helicopter. And you can just imagine sort of the media and their interest in this race. So my opponent announced on Good Morning, or on the George Stephanopoulos show. She was on Larry King Live. She was on Good Morning America. She was in Time and Newsweek and BBC and you name it. All of the daily papers in our area endorsed my opponent. And it was to the point where even Al Jazeera came in and covered the candidate debate. I'm not making it up. So during all of the polling in our race, I was never ahead in any poll at any time, our polls, any public polls, and any subsequent polls. And it was beginning to look pretty overwhelming, and then a funny thing happened. The funny thing that happened was the NRCC came into that race. The funny thing that happened, and I have an independent recollection of this, I was going door to door in Glen Ellen, Illinois, and I saw in a mailbox the first piece of NRCC mail, and I thought, oh, the good guys have come over the hilltop for me. And it was one thing after another, and when it really comes down to it, you know who came in and rescued me? You did. You came in and rescued me, and it was money from the NRCC that ultimately turned a campaign that was never ahead ultimately into a winning campaign. And so I am proud to announce tonight that through your help, we have actually exceeded our goal. We had a $5 million goal to raise tonight, and through your help and through the earnest participation of all of the members, and with the great help of my Chief of Staff, Stephen Moore, we've actually raised over $6 million. Thank you for that. So here's where we are. Here's where we are as a country right now. We're at a very pivotal point where the political left wants to lure us to give away something that's very precious. You know, the story in the Bible, you know, the brothers, Esau and Jacob, Isaac's sons. Esau is the older. And what does he do? He gives away his birthright for a pot of stew. And that's exactly what the political left is offering the American public right now. They're saying, you know, give away your birthright of freedom. Give away a free enterprise system that has created more prosperity for more people than the world has ever known. Give it away in panic and fear, and we'll come up and here's a nice little pot of stew. You know what I say? I say nonsense to that. We're free citizens in the most powerful nation on earth. We're patriots, and we have a responsibility to fight back against that. Are you with me on that? So here's the really good news. The really good news is that we've got a leader like Bobby Jindal, who is not just an incredibly accomplished guy, who doesn't just have an outstanding background, but Bobby is leading, and he's doing, and he's showing what happens when you lean into a conservative value system. You don't become defensive about it. You say conservative values work, and conservative values can transform. So watch this video presentation as an introduction to our speaker, Governor Bobby Jindal. Thank you.